First of all, I must confess that I am not a feng shui master in any sense of the word. Compared to the vast learning of feng shui, which has been inherited to us with a long legacy of Chinese cultural background and heritage of more than 3,000 to 5,000 years, I think it is very, very difficult for any one of us today to proclaim that we have mastered the skills of feng shui. Even as you have seen, the Grandmaster Choi Pak Lai in Hong Kong, in his acceptance speech, this videoed to everybody, he pointed to a very important fact that feng shui plays only a part of a role in determining the final outcome. And we all know that everything that happens in the world today, in the past, has two spheres. There's a macrocosm and a microcosm. And the two cosmoses interfere and influence one another. And feng shui, which depicts the overall tendency of this microcosm, in turn influence and affect our individual microcosm, our micro-universe of feng shui, and vice versa. So what I'm really trying to point out is that feng shui, as someone would point to it as an empirical science or an experiential science and logics, is dictated and influenced by the overall trend and happenings throughout the world, and which has been combined with the rhythm of the universe, the rhythm of the four seasons, and the rhythm of human activities. And this influence, in turn, affects our individual judgment of our microcosm of feng shui in our individual surrounding, in the individual country, in our individual offices, in our individual homes. So today, it is with great humility and modesty that I should present to you on the China 2012 from feng shui perspective, how will China economy influence the rest of the world. I will put very little emphasis on feng shui because I will leave that room for the grandmasters and masters to discuss the rest of the day and also tomorrow. But I would paint the overall backdrop against which 2012 will happen. And the major player of this backdrop of 2012 is China. And I was essentially, I hope you enjoyed this feng shui, the movie, in a small way, okay? I will answer three questions as been put to you earlier in the introduction. Number one is, will China feng shui in 2012 continue to be favorable and contribute to its prosperity? And secondly, what impact will China's development have on the rest of the world? And thirdly, can the world learn from China's growth? Now let's begin with our first questions. Will China's feng shui in 2012 continue to be favorable and contribute to its prosperity? Well, in this, I will present to you 2 points. The first one is that history repeats itself, so does feng shui. So if you are at a loss of what the feng shui will tell you in the future, you just look back 60 years and look at what happened to China 60 years ago, or maybe 120 years ago, and maybe 180 years ago. And they'll give you some inkling. Not totally right, not totally applicable, not exactly duplicated, but it will give you some inkling. Because next year is Renchen, is water dragon. 60 years ago, it was still water dragon. So you can have some idea of what the dragon really means. And Li Shiguang, about half a century ago in China, as a modern China well-known geologist and also geomacist, has written this article, The Cyclical Interior Unrests of China. had pointed out that the Chinese history could be concluded as a cycle that repeats itself approximately every 800 years. Now this can further be adjusted to a 720 years cycle. Something happened to this. Something happened? It's not working. Got stuck. Turn back. So modern science is not always reliable.